Targeted individuals. I have electric tape over my camera on both sides. I don't care because I already know. So what I'm going to get into with this video is looks like kind of like you could be in that phase or that stage where you're in the damn, I forgot to turn that off. But maybe that's just another sound effect I could add. I don't know. But it sounds kind of outdated, but anyhow, yeah, you might be at that point you're targeting where it's on standby or whatever it may be. It may be on pause. They may have stopped for a little bit of time. They may never come back. Well, they'll come back, but they'll come back differently, or they'll come back when they kind of get you comfortable with where you're at, with having nothing, with having no vehicle. Well, then they might allow you to then get a vehicle, and then just to ruin it, just to, and then they might let you have it. Then you drive it for a few weeks, and then, well, after the second or third week, fourth week or month, something random, 3.5 months and 2 days or whatever, they get in and they loosen some shit up and make you get in a wreck, or they shove you off the side of the road. They like to box people in a lot. They like to brake check. Watch out. That's what they like to do for me. Brake checking with the driving movements. They've got a lot of, they tortured and ruined my electric bike that I dearly cared about. Now it's broken. They tore, I was at Einstein Bagel, and like 200 feet from the hotel, I was driving. I said, all right, passed it. Said, screw it. Turned around, went to Einstein Bagel, all up to go up north on Castleton. I get out, leave the bike right on the edge of the corner, right in front of the Einstein thing. It was close to the door. It was right by the door, but I didn't realize until I went in. It looked like you could see it from the angle I was in, going into the Einstein Bagel shop. I go in to Einstein, it's bagels, and I come back out. There's blood smeared all over my handlebars, and there is a power cord there's a piece that's sort of like a ring, connecting ring that some sort with little like lines and shit that you use to plug it in and keep it charged to hold the charge for the current, to transmit the current of the electricity. So that's what happened there. I mean, but they do more serious stuff, and then I couldn't even, and then the chain fell off, and of course I was driving. You saw me driving on a few of those videos where I was driving, maybe even driving the bike in the wintertime. I was driving the bike at the end, pretty much in the fall is when, and that's still too cold for those. So those things are going out of season by then. So like I said, those alternatives to those transportation things, like obviously a motorcycle is not going to be any safer than an e-bike, because I was going at a slower 30, 40 miles per hour on that thing. 35 miles per hour, and downhill probably 35, 40, and man, it's like a bicycle that's electric power. I mean, that thing was dangerous. Okay, I got more wrecks going at slower speeds, but also because I was having to go at different angles on the street. So if you're doing that, you're more likely actually to get hit than you are on a motorcycle. But if you're like where I'm at and it's cold, it's winter, it's probably 5 degrees out right now, 6 degrees, 10, I mean, freezing. There's no snow, there's a little bit, but there's mainly just icy, and you're in that kind of environment with icy ass streets and roads and shit like that. I mean, don't go uphill. You could maybe not make it up there, but man, they've got people deranged. They really do. They're estranged and deranged people that you're dealing with. And they think what they're thinking is, they think what you're saying is funny, and they think they don't really take it serious. But it really needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed publicly. Federal. We need to get this on the federal news. We need to get this on Newsmax, actually. There's an idea. Let's get this on Newsmax, and let's all petition, do whatever we can as Americans to get on them about this, and to get this topic not only addressed but enforced. and to make sure that if it does happen, it's more or less just like, well, you're just dealing with some, some haters. But when it gets to the point where you've got so many people involved, you've got the same people that have been involved, and it's just every year that passes by, you are stuck. They make sure you don't have a vehicle. They tell you, then they'll just say, just Uber. People tell you to Uber, go to work, Uber there, and you don't have any money. And they're like, just go get some money. Go mow some lawns when I don't even have a lawnmower. Or like, go paint some fences. And I did. I made $800 on them, cheap. And then I was like, well, let me do some more. You got some more? And I tried to advertise for more. And then by then it got cold. And by then only 2 people wanted it. But years ago I did a tree leaf removal thing when the season was right. And then I did that and then they put me in jail. I mean, come on. I mean, really, then I had to get the catalytic converter taken out, by the way, on Chevy Cobalts. You don't really need, I don't think any car you need a catalytic converter. I just remember that just now because I've dealt with this crap. And now the perps know that I'm going to get a thorough diagnostic tool. I'm going to have an air pump or an electric pump. I'm going to have self-charging. This is what I'm going to have. Self-charging, those self-charge jumper cables. These are things you should have in your vehicle. Once you get a vehicle and have a vehicle, decked out with a camera, and I'll try to create a budget here in the next video on what it's going to cost you to get all this equipment. Okay, because this is stuff that you're going to need. I don't care if you're on the lower levels of targeting. I don't care, because at any time you got to be prepared. This could ramp up. Okay, and if you're prepared ahead of time and you're being proactive about this, then they're going to have to get around that too. But they're not going to be ready. They're not going to be able to get around everything, because if they do, they'll be seen. I mean, best thing too is if you're going to put devices, obviously you don't want them to know where the devices are. Okay, you don't want people finding them, because all they can do with a Ring doorbell app or something like that is rip it up, smash it, wear a mask, and go and smash it and break in while you're home or not. I've had them break into windows and cause no sound. I don't know how it was like a special black, operation. It was weird. And that is just the accuracy. I'm looking at things accurately here. I'm not looking at them. I'm not, and I know when I experienced the serious stuff, it was like Nightmare on Elm Street, or like mixed in with the Twilight Zone. And it still is like that. It's still got that kind of aura to it, like the you're being watched. I mean, obviously you're being monitored. Doesn't matter if you're being watched. If you can sum up your harassment in as few words as possible, and I mean, really think about this. Maybe get some flashcards. Without thinking about it, because then you'll know your protocols on your flashcards, and have a keychain. Okay. If you really have to at first to train yourself, like, all right, what do I think I'm dealing with? And unexpected, and then just put another on a keychain, just if you need to do that, or in your notes on your phone if you don't want to be so freaking obvious. I mean, whatever works for you. And I'm just being creative here. I'm just speaking out loud on this video. And please, you got any feedback, drop it in the comment section, as would anyone else. But I am going to put a budget of the supplies that we're going to need for low-level targets, middle targets, and high-level targets, because I am going to now complete another certificate tonight in cybersecurity. So eventually I'm going to be done with the course probably by next couple days. And then I'm going to redo it. I'm actually going to redo the same course like so many different times, that the next course, and make flashcards or put them in my notes, or both. Shit. Get them on a hard drive. Get as much information as you can saved and archived. Recorded information. This is another thing. Once you get the budget, you get the supplies. Okay, good. That supplies will actually make you money, I believe, because you're protecting your car. You're protecting with for you won't have to pay you won't have to pay barely any car repairs, because people I see that are not targeted individuals drive the same car for 20, 15 years, 10 years. I've seen them do it 8 years. And all they do is put a little, they do nothing. I don't even see them doing any diagnostics. Their car is a piece of crap. Not a piece of crap, just older. And I've had cars way newer that have just, had all these issues. And I wasn't equipped to handle it at that time, but I am now. Better. And I'm going to look up, I'm preparing in targets. What you should do, man, if you want, but just common sense. Just like I was saying, if you can simplify your targeting as few words as possible, that'll help you eliminate all the extra gibberish. Just be like, all right, what's really going on? You can use the 80%, 20%, 80-20 rule, where there's an 80% likelihood that this is most likely what's happening, and there's a 20% chance that this is not even happening at all, or that's what I think is happening. You can use that approach, or you can use the approach of slowing your mind down and just thinking, is this really just because that someone said that, or they did something, or move something, just because they did that, does that really have anything to do? Probably not, with gang stalking. Probably doesn't. And people then say, you're not that special. We're all special. Everyone, I was talking about targets. I'm talking about everyone is a child of God. Yes. But don't obsess to it where it does make you kind of like someone else said, where you kind of seem like they'll say you're the narcissist. And then, because they kind of want you to become one a little bit by drawing you out and focusing on things that are happening particularly to you. So then you're going to be consumed in that and saying to other people, when you talk about it, it's happening to me. It's happening to me. Yeah, it's happening only to you, around you, because I believe the code in the linear code that they have traveling invisibly and visibly with digital networks is, I believe that they're using it to program people's minds. Obviously, they're using it to program television shows. Everything's code and everything's software, right down to the software in the gas station that controls the POS system, right down to everything that involves transactional digital value of transfers of transmission. Anything of that, and cell phone signals all travel at zeros and ones. Just to let you know, the transmission and the reception, the transmitter and receiver, all transfer at zeros and ones, kind of like a little slideshow or something. But they do, and that's just what happens with that. But once you get the budget, you got all your supplies. Well, if your targeting is obviously already at the highest level, and you're aware that it could get worse if you don't it will get worse if you don't take measures, even though it's on standby right now or it's on pause. That's the status. And you've properly assessed, you being the target, have properly assessed where it's at right now. Okay, great. But don't stop there. That's what we used to do. That's what I think a lot of people do, is they stop and they're all right, we're in comfort zone. We're in comfort mode. Everything, maybe they're gone. Maybe they're right. It's just my fault. And then out of nowhere, I'm telling you, one day it will just all of it will just come shattering down on you, and you will be like, "Whoa, what?" I wasn't expecting this tidal wave of crap to come hit me. I was not expecting. Who could? Unless you're prepared and you're proactive, that's the only way you can be with these people. You can't be reactive. You can't, because that's what they want. It's all about reception. How can they get a reception of anything? Information, connection, data. They want to receive something out of this. They want to receive money from you, but in order to receive money from you, in order to receive money for what they're doing, they have to be receptive to you. They have to be around you. They have to get you. They have to view you. And if they don't do anything to you, they still want you to be receptive to them. That's the whole thing. There's many ways that these idiots want you to be receptive by looking at them, just by, being staring at them, being boxed in traffic, being, workplace, you leave your house unlocked, your car door is unopened or whatever. I mean, something happens like that. It's just like, man, this is like another dimension or a matrix, or not a matrix, not like that, but it's like another dimension almost, that you feel like all these people and all these things before the targeting was so normal that something happened. And it was when most of you woke up and had a spiritual awakening. And be careful with that, because you want to be on the good side, the yin and yang. You can't do and there's duality for a reason. You can't just go, I'm going to serve this and serve that. No, you got to serve one or the other, black or white. There's no gray area. And that's what these new agers are trying to show you, is that gray. You can be in the gray area. You can do witchcraft and fight witchcraft with more witchcraft and battle Harry Potter back with some Slytherin potions. No, that is not going to work. And with that, I'm going to sign off. You guys be safe. And I'm going to post the budget of the supplies. To end this video, some of the supplies you're going to need is a 360 video camera, obviously a hidden camera in your car, hardwired around wherever you have shelter or a building or anything. Set up some tracking devices on suspects. Hide your location. Get tools to identify IMSI psych catchers. Your local Walmart should. Some of them say they carry Faraday cages, which the only downfall to a Faraday cage is I don't know how effective they are. I will find out. Good thing I just said that out loud, so you guys remind me to put that on the next video for you. Also, I think they only work because there's different price ranges. I think they only work for, I don't know. I don't know how long they work. I think they work for as long as your phone is in the Faraday box or package. What is it? Faraday box. It's a Faraday box technology, but it's like in a pouch. You put your phone in a pouch, or you put your device that has the signal capability that would have any sort of the emission that they would need. And it's allegedly the Faraday cage. That's what it's called. Faraday cage is supposed to do technologies. It's supposed to block that. And that's kind of your way to get around. Now there's IMSI catcher detectors, but there's kind of ways around that too, for them to hide it, that they're doing it too. There's ways to hide. I mean, this is kind of like, yeah, it seems like it's overkill, but is it really overkill when you're trying to save your life? And ask yourself that question: is this overkill? Setting up and investing. You're not buying things. You're investing in your life. If you have to spend, is it unnecessary? Yeah, it is. No one should have to deal with it. Nobody should have to do all this. Okay, it's not like this is an enjoyable thing to go through at all. It's not like you want to be looking into this stuff, but now I believe you should. But those are just some of the recommendations. I'm obviously going to list more as I get through my criteria, my coursework, and I may start a course here on YouTube. You all have a blessed night and a happy new year. Goodbye.